What if the story of humanity is not evolution, but intervention? What if chromosome number 2, the blueprint of our being, wasn't an accident, but a signature, a genetic scar left behind by hands not of this earth? 200,000 years ago, something happened. Something that science calls an anomaly, but the ancients called creation.
Look, we have 46 chromosomes, right?
Right.
What happened?
At 48.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The answer is shocking, because hidden in our DNA lies a mystery that no natural process can explain. Scientists discovered that chromosome number 2 is not natural. 2 ancient chromosomes fused end to end, sealed with telomere caps at both sides. It should not exist unless it was engineered.
They discovered that chromosome number 2 was taken out. They call it an artificial mutation. They mean geneticists. Fused together and 2 telomere caps put on, 1 telomere cap on each side. Who in the world took chromosome number 2 out, fused it together, and put telomere caps on it?
Who indeed? Because this fusion didn't happen millions of years ago. It happened 200,000 years ago, right when the Sumerians wrote of gods descending to earth to fashion mankind. And this genetic alteration came with a cost, a built-in countdown. Telomeres, the fuses at the ends of our DNA, determine how long we live. And chromosome 2 sealed our maximum lifespan at 120 years.
It means that we were genetically modified. The second thing that it means is the telomere caps limit our lifespan to about 120 years max, according to Harvard scientists.
The Bible echoes it. His years shall be 120. But the Sumerian tablets wrote it first, thousands of years earlier. According to those tablets, Enlil, the god, later known as Yahweh, feared humanity's ambition. He scattered our tribes, confused our languages, and shortened our lives so we would never reach our true potential.
When Yahweh, aka Enlil, shows back up, sees the human beings building a tower into the heavens, copying a tower that they themselves had built, it pissed him off, and he said, whatever their hearts decide to do, they shall achieve it. My seed shall not abide in man, his years will be 120.
A deliberate act, genetic suppression, divide and conquer. Not punishment, but control. But why were we made? Why engineer a species only to limit it? The answer may be gold. Every ancient culture worshipped, useless for tools, yet prized above all else. What if our obsession with gold was never ours, but theirs?
Craziest version of this story is that they genetically engineered us out of lower primates and put us here to mine gold.
Zacharias Sitchin claimed the Anunnaki used gold to save their dying atmosphere. In the 1970s, it sounded insane. But today, climate scientists propose the same solution: reflective particles in the sky. In South Africa lies Adam's Calendar. Beside it, the oldest known gold mines on Earth, dated to the same 200,000 years ago when our DNA was rewritten.
An encampment in a place called South Africa at Adam's Calendar. Okay. Now at Adam's Calendar, there's actually the very first gold mines discovered. They're dating them back to about 200,000 years ago.
Coincidence or evidence of the Anunnaki blueprint? But the deepest control was not physical, it was spiritual. Modern science has found a gene linked to worship, a switch that, when activated, drives humans to seek gods outside themselves. Turn it off, and the search disappears. The Sumerians say the Anunnaki embedded it so we would obey willingly.
That human beings have a gene inside of them that can be turned on and turned off. It can be turned off in a laboratory setting. It can also be turned off with a magnetic field around your head. And when it's off, you don't want to worship anything outside of yourself. You look inside, and when it's on, you look to get something from the outside. So this is incredible.
Not slavery, devotion, not chains, worship. A perfect system of control. The idea may sound absurd, but in the 20th century, Soviet scientists tried to create chimp-human hybrids to send to war. Madness? Or an echo of the very experiment that birthed us?
It was scientists in the Soviet Union, correct? They're experimenting with creating a chimpanzee human being hybrid that they would probably send to war.
Yeah.
So instead of having regular people, we would make this monster, this freak, you know, ape man, and send him to war and have him crush the enemies.
Yeah.
History repeats, because perhaps it began this way. If the Anunnaki engineered us, who engineered them? What if they too are only one step in a hierarchy stretching beyond imagination? Civilizations, millions of years older, beings of pure light, a chain without end, reaching back to the source.
Do you think that if the Anunnaki are real, and if Nibiru really exists, and there's another planet with highly intelligent beings that are far more advanced than us?
The Sumerians called them gods. We call them myths. But the fingerprints remain in our DNA, in our gold, in our history.
If that's the case, do you think there's more advanced and more advanced and more, just like we are to chimpanzees, they are to us, and then another races to them, and then it just keeps going on and on forever until you're God?
Absolutely. I believe there's levels to the game, just like there's levels in terms of how we live on this planet.
Yeah.
You know, we have the first world, second world, third world, just here on Earth. Now magnify that one as a fractal, as a universe as a whole.
A cosmic hierarchy. Civilizations millions, even billions of years older. Some still bound to bodies. Others who may have shed flesh entirely, existing only as radiant energy.
You have civilizations that are 1 million, 2 million, maybe even 1 billion years ahead. And every universe every civilization progressing within the universe at a specific rate.
If the Anunnaki tampered with us, what forces once tampered with them? The chain stretches back further than our minds can comprehend. Each link, a creator and a creation.
So you can have beings that have already maybe even shed their corporeal bodies and only exist as beings of energetic light.
Gods of flesh, gods of light, and perhaps gods beyond even light itself. The Sumerians called them divine. We call them myth, but their fingerprints remain in our DNA, our history, and in the obsessions they left behind. Your genome is not an accident. Your history is not evolution. It is intervention. And every whisper brings us closer to the truth they tried to bury. If you can still hear this, you are part of the signal. Do not let it fade. Like this message, subscribe to Whispers of the Anunnaki before the silence returns.